Okay, I think I have this set up. Are you people ready? I hope you're ready. If you're not ready, why did you click on the video? All right, so I am going to be going through the different steps of Dcmad. I'm going to go through each of the steps, starting with distribution, all the way down to the other D for divide, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when we put them all together. All right, cool. So, first step, distribution. Distribution is the process that we have when we are trying to get rid of parentheses in our equations. So what we do is we take the number on the outside of the parentheses and we multiply it to every number on the inside. So for this example, 4 times 2x is 8x, and 4 times 3 is 12. It's just multiplying whatever you see on the outside times everything on the inside. Now, what I do see a lot of people doing is that they'll just write 8x and 12 without writing any sign in between. Basically, the reason why we are saying plus 12 is to show that this 12 is a positive number, right? So here's another example of this. If I were to multiply this one out by distribution, I'm going to do the negative 2 on the outside times the 3x and times that positive 1. Now, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6x, because that 3 has the x. And negative 2 times positive 1 is also negative 2. So now that I know that there is the sign here that this 2 is a negative 2, right? This 6 is a negative 6. Going back to this one, this 12 is a positive 12. So that's what those signs are kind of doing. One more, just so you guys can get the good view of it. Negative 5 on the outside. Negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. Do not forget the variables. The variables don't go away, right? Keep the variables. And then negative 5 times negative 4, which is positive 20. Negative times negative is a positive. You guys most likely know how to do this step, but if you don't know how to multiply or you don't remember the facts, just use your calculator, okay? Next up, combine like terms. Your like terms are the things that have the same variables, okay? Or the lack of variables. So right here, 10y and 3y combine into 13y, right? We combine them by adding or subtracting. So we have a positive 10 and a positive 3. You add them together, you get a 13. For this one, we have 10x plus 4 plus 2y plus 3. Now we can only combine the 4 and the 3. Right? I cannot combine the 10x and the 2y. They both do have variables, but they do not have the same variable. Right? So when I combine these, I will have just 7, right? 4 plus 3 is 7. And everything else I can just rewrite. 10x plus 2y plus 7. There we go. That's a simplified, just by combining like terms. One more quick little combining like terms exercise. This is going to show a little bit more of the organizational skills that I think are really helpful. So what I normally do is I circle and box depending on what I'm combining. So I can combine 6x and 3x together because they both have an x. And I can combine the 2y and the 1y. Right, so I put a box around everything with the y, I put a circle around everything with the x. If I were to combine the x's together, 6x plus 3x is 9x, and 2y plus 1y is 3y. So that's combining like terms, just adding or subtracting the different terms together. For moving the variable, this is where I see a lot of people get hung up on this. You move the variable if you see on both sides of the equal sign your desired variable, right? The desired variable, I mean by this to mean like the thing that we want to get alone, right? So for this problem, my goal is to get x by itself. That's what I want to get alone. I see x on this side and x on this side. So if I want to move the variables over, I want to move this 2x with the other x's. I want all the x's together in one group. So now the 2x's are on over here, and I can now combine these, just like the previous step of combining like terms. 4x minus 2x is 2x. And whatever I don't use, I can just rewrite. So this plus 4 equals 1. All right, here's another example, right? I want y by itself for this problem, right? Let's say I want y by itself. I see 2y on this side, 1y on this side. I need to get all of the y's on the same side. So I'm going to subtract this 1y to move it over. So now the 1y's are gone. 2y minus 1y is 1y. And then whatever I don't use, I can just rewrite. Plus 3x equals 2. Now let's talk about our two-step equations. The last two steps, A and D. All right? This is the last things that we're going to do to actually get x by itself. So what I'm going to say is that we are going to add or subtract the number that does not have the variable. That's what we're going to add or subtract. So in this case, it would be this positive 5. I'm going to subtract that 5 from both sides. Right? So now that's gone. The 5 is gone. Leave me with just the 2x. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. That's the adding or subtracting step. The last step, and the last step is to divide. So I'm going to divide by the number with the x. Divide everything by 2, which gives me x equals negative 1. All right, another example of this. Here we go. Add or subtract the number without the variable. Subtract 5 on both sides. There it goes. So now I have 3x equals negative 3. Last step is to divide the number with the x. So x equals negative 1. Okay? Do I have one more? I don't actually remember. Yep, one more. Actually, this is a pretty good one too. So add or subtract the number without the x. I'll just keep saying it. Subtract the 2 on both sides. 2's go away. Leave me with 2x equals 5 minus 2 is 3. Then we divide everything by that 2. Leaving me with x equals. Now, if you run into this problem on Wednesday of, well, I'm going to do 3 divided by 2, and I get, I think it's 1.66666666666 going on forever. Well, you could just leave it as the fraction, 3 over 2, right? If you get a decimal, leave it as a division, and it works the exact same. All right? So now let's put all the steps together. Dcmad. Our first step that we're going to check off is that we're going to be doing distribution, right? I see parentheses, so that tells me that I need to actually distribute here. So 3 times negative 8x, that is negative 24x. 3 times negative 1